Hey everyone, Monday. I'm here today for your new build update, and I'm sure you guys wonder what's going on. My thing with the builds going on beside me, so annoying. They've been working until night, and they shouldn't be. And let's just say I don't have anything positive to say about those trades. It's about living beside construction, and you don't expect that when you live in an area that everything's done and that's the last house. Pretty not great in terms of what the builders do. Anyways, on that note, today I'm going to talk to you about what's going on in the Edmonton market. The Edmonton real estate market is insanely hot. Hot as in on the market, they're gone in 2 seconds, whether it's resale or new build. Today I'm going to talk to you specifically about the new build kit. Now, what's going on in the new build world is, of course, I've been saying this for a while, the discounts are going to drop, and they have dropped. So discounts either don't exist, incentive gone away, or very low discounting. One of my clients wrote an offer on a property, and within the first five days, prices all went up. Now he got the lower price, of course. We were already pending. All those homes went $3,500. Another client of mine wrote an offer and was told they needed an extension conditions, and they're not going to get it. And they would get it, but their discount of 5% goes to 2%. So the discounts upped big time in the new build world. Things that are spec homes, things that are ready to take possession, they're selling very quickly as well, and there's very little inventory left. If they're around, it's you understand too that people are writing offers and may not get financing. So we are starting to grab those properties for you. We've been able to do that for some of our clients where they came back available. So I will keep eyes on property and with my relationships with the builders to know what could fit your criteria if you are still looking to do a new build to move in relatively soon. Because of course, to grab those interest rates, you want to move in less than 100 days. So that would be a spec product, which is basically a home that's already built or about to be finished. There are still options. I work with one of the large builders in Edmonton that have the most amount of inventory that have the ability to be found in the areas. Now, today I want to talk to you about where you can build in Edmonton and where these new builds, because you obviously cannot get these new builds into central Edmonton, because if you do those infill product, and those are a completely different thing that we're talking about. We are talking the homes that are located on the outside Anthony Henday ring. So basically, if you want to build in Edmonton, there's a few different quadrant options. You've got Northeast Edmonton, Northwest Edmonton, West Edmonton, Southwest, and Southeast. In St. there's just areas, which is Riverside, which is kind of closer to the Edmonton side, closer to the tracks as well. And then there is Jensen Lakes at the top part of St. Albert. You have to drive much in. The houses in St. Albert in general are more expensive. New build in St. Albert are no different. In Jensen Lakes, the prices are quite crazy because you're buying a double attached front garage duplex for the same price that you could get just a regular home, Riverside or just in the real market. So Jensen's quite expensive. It is kind of like the summer side of St. Albert because they've had that lake, they've got the school, they've all those new amenities, including the Costco and all the new stuff up there. And it's closer to Northridge, Erin Ridge, all that kind of stuff there. In Riverside, our client there, it's also a nice quiet area. To be honest, when we were there, I didn't really hear the train, so I know that's a deterrent for a lot of people. Lot is also more expensive there, and you can still build. They are bigger builders there, and interestingly, Riverside, they don't have landscaping deposit. People are just anxious and excited to get their landscaping done. Don't have to worry, but typically landscaping deposits are taken when you get home from the lawyer to hold trust to make sure that you get your landscaping done within a year. It's a $2,500 extra cost in addition to the homes of your house, so that you'll get that $2,500 back once you've done everything they've required architecturally. So each neighborhood has different requirements in terms of what trees and bushes and things that they want there. Get that back after it's held in trust by the builder. Now, in terms of Sherwood Park, if you want to build there, Hills area, they're pretty much almost all sold out, and people are now buying in Boston to be building. And I know that Coventry out there as well. We work with Alyssa in Coventry, and she told that things are selling now. And Dawson, of course, are much lower than in Sherwood Park, so you get way more lot and house if that's of interest to you. In terms of the Edmonton areas, if you are looking west, south, so let's go west for a second. I live in Rosenthal, and in Rosenthal there's limited land right now available because last year they didn't see how many sales were happening, so the developers didn't put the utility in, and so doesn't happen. The other thing, we have that Trans-Canada Mountain Pipeline that is being replaced right now at the moment, and it's had a bit of delay because there was a tragedy on work site and it's stalled for all the time. So the big fence there. It is going to be gone there. It'll start work in June and it should be gone by fall. Now that wall is deterring the builders from building, because I know where the new show home is supposed to be is where there are destruction for the pipeline. So you will not see any new Rosenthal show homes until probably next spring, I guess, at the earliest. In terms of land available, they're going to release land. Rumor has it more in fall of this year. Now that's what the Rosenthal. Secord is also still got properties. Within Secord, between Secord and Rosenthal. Honestly, when it goes on MLS, I bet it'll be considered Secord. There's a stretch of properties in there that's being developed. We just done property with street side over there. The townhouse, very, very small availability. I think they only have 2 properties left. They're townhouses with no condo fee, comes with a fence and a whole detached garage. Great property in terms of maybe in front of your school, and there's a little strip. And then once they're done there, they're moving. I don't know where they're going to be next. Then they've got attached homes, 0 lot lines in Rosewood as well. That's where those traffic circles are. One of those traffic circles is connected to Rosenthal, and that's actually that road there is going to be where that potential new rec center is. I don't know what's happening there, but that's supposed to be that got delayed and stopped and delayed, and I don't know. I have to talk to Andrew Knack and see where they're at with that. But if you keep going up down those traffic circles, you'll hit West Secord, that newer area in Secord, and they're still building in there. And there's a few builders we work with as well in there that is building. And then, of course, you still have Henley Heights College. There's still some of the older areas in Secord. They're still less than 5 years that old, and that's all you got for true west. There's actually amenities nearby, schools nearby, roads nearby. The next other west. Maybe west, southwest, the Edgemont and the Uplands. The Edgemont and Upland areas, right off of Lissard Drive, off of the Anthony Henday, and there's nothing nearby. Uplands is even further than Edgemont. I tell people, if you don't know where it is, you think about where the Quays is, that's where Uplands is. People like right now because it's quieter. It is supposed to be the upcoming Windermere area, so it's going to be like Windermere. But I'd say in about 10 years, maybe it'll be like Windermere. There's no business currently running out there yet. So if you like quiet, that's it. Now people were buying there because of lower cost, and they were incentivizing people that way. However, the costs are no longer different in Rosenthal and Secord. They're competitive to that now. The demand is so high for new and homes in general that everyone's starting to charge more money. I also heard that sheet metal has gone up, so now H is charging more money. So there's a lot of stuff happening in the new build world. Edgemont, it's broken up into different sections. Got Edgemont East that is not connected to the other side of Edgemont, which is Woodhaven, Timber Ridge, and then there's little suburbs there. But Woodhaven has a whole bunch of windy roads as well in there. Because I sell a home there a few years ago, but there's still brand new stuff happening there. We have a building out there. Went kids to the place there, and it's really cool because it's actually for older children. It says 5 to what I'd say more like 7 to 15 years old. And then there's this lots of walking trails and a ravine that you kind of go down. Kate went down there and saw a beaver down there as well. So it's a great area in terms of upping, but you're very far from amenities. I say very far. You have to get in your car and drive at least 10, 15 because, well, maybe 6. It's probably a couple minute drive to like the little convenience store, but to actually go to a grocery store, you're going to be going to Windermere or you're going to be going to the Hiddens. So that's like people are considering Edgemont and Uplands and West. To me, it's kind of more south. Then in West Edmonton, there is a whole slew Glenridding sub-communities. It's really confusing. It's Glenridding Ravine. Then there's I saw on here Ridgemont Glenridding Ravines. There's Glen Heights. There's Saxony Glenridding. There is Brenton in Glenridding, and then there's also the Keswick. One at Keswick, which has all those modern type style of homes. If you like those modern clean lines, that's where you go. And there's Keswick on the river. It's also Keswick, and it's Keswick. It's Keswick, but everyone calls it Keswick. All the Wyndham area, just fun fact, is all named after England, like communities and I think communities or cities, whatever. That's where they get all of their names from. So those are kind of some of the areas. There's lots more. We have a link. We're gonna post it in the description. We're working that right as we speak. We have information about the different areas, what of builds you can do, whether townhouses, houses with garage, houses with garages in front. There's a unique product only in Southwest Edmonton with double attached garage in the back with this side yard. And I personally think it's a really cool idea because with those garages, then typically have almost nothing for a backyard. And this was a way to capture that in the side, and then your kitchen's facing that. So as a mom, you can see your kids playing out there, and realistically, you can take to the nearby playground, so you're not limited to that space. And it's a zero, so you have complete privacy. Windows from the neighbor looking in on where you're at. So in terms of new neighbors, they're all basically outside of the Anthony Henday ring. Southeast Edmonton, there's newer areas like Astor's, one of them, across from Laurel, there's Maple Crest. You're pretty much going into Park, to be honest, by the time you get there. In the areas in the orchards, and there's Rocher, there's Paisley, there's a lot of areas that have lot lines, and a lot of the new build areas, just as a weird fact for you, a lot of the building are 22 and 24 pockets, sometimes 26. Rare to see 20, and I'm hardly seeing any 30 pocket building. So if you have questions about where to build, it depends what your criteria of importance is. Is the kind of home important to you first? Because then I have to show you where you could get those homes. Or is the location important? The location important, then I'll show you what kind of homes are being built. Of course, price point is going to be a big one in terms of deciding what area and neighborhood you're going to go to. They're all pretty similar. Of course, northwest is a little cheaper. Southeast is the one of all of them, and of course, more expensive would be south. The land itself is more money. West Edmonton, because everything has amenities close by, it's gonna be more expensive there too. So if you have any questions about building and where to build in Edmonton and St. Park areas, thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you guys next week.